Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Thursday, February 15th, 2024, post-market report. And it's going to be beautiful. We have so much to talk about. Let me answer this question here. Reinhard, what changed about the market today? Well, nothing. If you've been following this blog since the end of last year, December, you know exactly what's going on right now. I've kept all of you so far ahead of the curve. New record high for the S&P 500. No one is surprised. No one is shocked. That overreaction sell-off that we had on inflation that just happens to continue to be rising. Oh, and it's unexpected. Oh, just hold that thought. Unexpected, yeah. Look, we knew the market was going to shrug it off. What did we say was likely to happen? We see the 10-year yield come down. We see the dollar weaken on a relative strength basis. Up goes the market. I mean, we got economic news today that could not possibly be any worse. But that was enough, again, to drive the market higher. All of you that have been with me know this. The faster the economy craters, the higher the market's going to go, period. And there's other things, too, that are also in play here. Let's talk about some of the economic news. So U.S. industrial output falls. No one saw that coming. That was unexpected. Manufacturing continues to contract. No one saw that coming. Consumer confidence falls. Retail sales, we're talking about an epic miss. Nobody saw that coming. And they're using the same word, unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. Look, you and I, we're laughing. We are laughing because it's all expected. Someone here tried to convince me. I know for a fact that we're smarter than these freaks are. But there's no way that they can be wrong 100% of the time without actually knowing in advance what we know. You got it here? Look, I always tell you, you're all way smarter than I am. I am no rocket scientist. That's a fact. I just am able to understand what's going on because of the dynamics that are in play. And we're going to talk about that with regard to the presidential election selection coming up. Something pretty ugly, as a matter of fact, but we'll talk about that too in just a moment. So it's an incredible situation. Let's see. Industrial output craters, manufacturing cratering, consumer confidence cratering, retail sales, for which the U.S. economy is 70% dependent on, craters. Okay, inflation's still rising. Okay, that's why the market dropped the other day. And what do we do? New record high for the S&P 500. You see that should tell you something because you knew ahead of time anyway. You think this is going to stop anytime soon? We don't get pullbacks anymore. We don't get corrections anymore. What's going on? As you and I have outlined, again, at the end of last year, I said, wait to see what's going to happen. It was my prediction that we would see massive layoffs, waves of layoffs. Well, that prediction has certainly come true. And I'm going to let you in on something else. They're not done. So these same companies, as you well know, they're laying off thousands and thousands of people. Last month alone, over 82,000 people were laid off. And these companies, Wall Street bid them higher. The more people that they're letting go, sadly, not wondering what they're going to do, okay, Wall Street don't care. Bids those companies higher. And this is what really should kick you right in the rear end here. These same companies, they got so much cash, they're buying back billions of dollars worth of their own stock. That is what's driving this market higher. And again, the promise that this Federal Reserve is going to cut rates, people. They're gonna cut rates. You know they are. You know they are. Anyway, so let me let you in on a little bit of news, and I want you to do your own research on this. So obviously we are at war. All right, we're funding wars all over the place. We have our own war. The United States, thank you, Yvonne B. I appreciate that. Well, should I say our illustrious creature thing, vomitous mass puke that they have placed behind the Resolute desk, okay, he, in collusion, of course, with, generals gathering in their masses here at the Pentagon, they're about to increase their attacks on Houthi rebel Iranian targets. That, my friends, is going to make up for the difference in what also happened today is we got a downgrade moving forward with regard to GDP because of this abysmal retail sales number. Well, I get a little piece of news for you. The GDP number is going higher. The more they spend on war, the more they spend on anything, they add to GDP. And again, they're going to tell you how great we are. All these people being laid off, abysmal economic data that is got nowhere to go but worse, higher inflation from here, all of that stuff is going to continue, but worse moving forward. You'll get that. You won't get that. I was just writing all this stuff down here. So anyway, let's just touch back on the market, and then I want to talk about this presidential issue that we have coming up here. I see a few things going on, and I want to hear from you specifically, all you guys and girls here on my base. Anyway, so what we got going on is, again, looking at the market, record high, 10-year yield coming down, relative strength of the dollar coming down, crude oil catching a nice bid today, silver catching a nice bid today, gold higher, crypto's flat to slightly lower, Bitcoin still hovering around 52,000. I'd love to see a pullback here. It would be a buying opportunity, in my opinion, here again. Anyway, so what I want to touch on here is earlier today I ran a little funny, a little thing here. Who will be the overall winner of the presidential selection? Now, these numbers should scare the living hell out of you. Why? Let's go over them. Biden, 3%. The last time I checked. 3% voted that it will be Biden who's the overall winner of the presidential selection. The next was Trump. 28% said that he will be the winner of the presidential selection. 65% of you said the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is going to benefit no matter what. And we're going to talk more about that in a moment, no matter who they select. And the American people, 4% of you said that we will benefit. Now, this massive discrepancy between Trump and Biden, that is a very grim setup because the crowd is always wrong. Okay. And to see, again, 28% saying Trump and 3% Biden tells me that Trump will most likely lose. Now, from a market standpoint, all right, everything I'm talking about here is from a market standpoint. If this market does not get Trump, okay, if some other freak is put in there, this market ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna tell you right now. The market would be very, very upset, and I just want you all to understand why. President Trump is all about business. He wants the fat cats at the corporations to reap profits. Okay, that's number one. Number two, he wants the stock market higher. The 1% and 2%ers are the ones that own most of this market. They're going to get richer, period. People like myself, market participants, from a market standpoint, and that's all I'm going to address right here, want Trump. I want Trump to win. There's another factor here that you must understand. If Trump is put there, and according to this, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay. If Trump is put there, he's going to get rid of Powell. I'm going to tell you right now, he's already said it. The Fed chair serves at the pleasure of the president. Okay. Now, President Trump likes easy money. He likes easy money policy. He wanted a weaker dollar. He wanted negative rates. Okay. I would expect that if President Trump got in, and again, according to this, doesn't look too good, he's going to get rid of Powell. He's going to put in a dove in here, a super dove, who's going to pump more easy money into the system than you can possibly imagine. Corporate profits are going to skyrocket it. Tax rate for businesses is going to crater as well. Okay. Market, much higher. That's my perspective on this. And it's just, how many of you believe that what I said is completely wrong? Do you think for a nanosecond, knowing what it was like last time, that President Trump is not going to want that stock market higher? That he's not going to want more easy money? Of course he is. And all this is going to do, obviously, is vastly empower, of course, the Federal Reserve. The more their debt they're called on to issue, the more easy money. Nothing gets off a central banker more than that. You all know this. Okay, so just be ready for that. But again, look, just looking at this here, this massive discrepancy. First of all, like I said, it's going to be the Federal Reserve who wins, no matter what. No matter what freak gets behind there, it's going to be the Fed who's the winner here. And I did not like this. I'll be honest with you, because the crowd is invariably wrong. And I would expect. Look, here's the other thing that you and I need to consider. Forget about this whole. There's going to be, no matter what happens. I believe this is going to be contested. There's probably going to be pandemonium if Trump does not win. I would or is not selected. Okay, let's put it that way. Not only is the market going to get blasted, the market's going to get blasted. I'm going to tell you right now. Let me say this, and I've been considering, especially after this, I may pull completely out of this market if I think that Trump is going to be selected and just ride it out. I may sell it all and then look to get back in, because I believe sincerely from the people that I talk to, and I talk to everybody, all right, that if Trump does not get selected here, this market's going to get hit, and it's going to get hit hard. And we'll see how that plays out. In the event that he is selected, and there is some kind of, if it gets, we'll see. Look, I would expect that they want to create anger, they want to divide people more. So they want to create pandemonium. They want to create pandemonium again, because why? Pandemonium would allow them to exert control on all of us, steal away. They're going to give people enough rope just to hang themselves. Okay. If in fact, first of all, you're going to see a military presence in Washington, around the Federal Reserve, and around the White, like you've never seen before. It's going to make, it's going to be epic. Okay. So, again, to try to stave off something like this. And if it doesn't play out the way that most people believe it's going to, if they believe this election was stolen or whatever they might throw at people, they would do this to create anger, to get people to revolt so they can crush them, crush any kind of a rebellion, crush any kind of a revolt here again, and steal more freedoms, more of our liberties. This is what they want to do. It's part of the setup for the new central bank run currency that is going to be released. There's no doubt about it. They are taking down the system. You all know this. We've covered it at length. I think we've been light years ahead of the curve on this. So you kind of get what's going on here. I think you do. At least I hope so here. So anyway, with regard to that, so that's what I see going on here. I think they would love to create absolute madness in the streets here, with regard to who is selected there. And it's going to be interesting. I can tell you that. But again, just for those of you that, with all you got inside, and I know there's a lot of you out here want Trump as president, wait till you see what happens. Wait till you see what happens to the market. Wait till you see what happens to the 1% and 2%ers. Wait till you see the flooding of easy money into this entire system like you can't possibly believe. You want to talk about record highs for this market? As the economy craters, as purchasing power is stolen from every single one of you out here, including me, well, that's exactly what you're going to get. So I don't think it's going to be any different. All right, people, look, before we part ways here, is there anything specific that you lovely people want to talk about? Look, I can tell you, man, look, we're living in very interesting times. It's a great time to be alive. It really, really is. And, again, you and I think because we understand where the pieces are falling and how this is being set up, it gives us such an edge, people. It really, really, at least from this kind of a standpoint. And then, the fact that you and I, look, this is a worldwide family here. We got to take care of each other. We got to look out for each other, for yourselves. Wherever you live in the world and you're watching this, make connections with people, okay? They don't want you to do that. They want to keep you locked up in your house, mask on and all kinds of stuff like that. You understand? They want to get rid of you that way and everything else. But start more so Say hi to your neighbors. Okay, make relationships with people. We're all gonna need each other. And if this selection doesn't play out, or maybe plays out the way they wanted to, I mean, to create absolute pandemonium, we're gonna need each other, because this could really break out to be a civil war. And I wouldn't be, and all that would do again is because we do have a military that has been built up to the highest order right now. Uh, I don't think it would play out very well for the people, unfortunately. And again, the enforcement arm here of the Fed is the U.S. military, and they will point that weapon inward or outward. All enemies, foreign and domestic. You remember that? Those of you that took that oath like me, yeah, I remember that very vividly. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at, people. Honestly, what else? Let me see here. Exactly. Look. What is this? Uranium. All right, look, you know what? That's a great question. A lot of people keep asking me about uranium, and even Jimmy LaRocca, bro, you're out there, the drag racer. You all know LaRocca. Today, Jimmy bought uranium. Okay, he got an exposure to uranium via an exchange traded fund. Any good news, Eric? Of course, this is all good news, because if we understand what's going on here, you can make the right moves. Otherwise, you're gonna be destroyed. Okay, none of this is gloom and doom. This is all about if you can't handle the fact that things are what they are, then clearly you're in the wrong place. Okay, everybody here is a winner. That's number one. Everyone here is taking action because they know what's coming, and I think that is huge. Bitcoin higher prediction, much higher, exponentially higher. Again, but that's not what we're seeing now. This is nothing. There's nothing. We haven't even retaken the all-time high. But the real move in cryptos, in commodities, is going to be the meltdown in the debt market. The debt market meltdown is going to be the game changer of all time. And it's being set up. I mean, all this debt, more war, funding for war, expanding war, all this is just hyperinflating this bubble. It's not. It's beyond a bubble. There's no word. I can't even. I don't know. It is out of my vocabulary. But this meltdown in the debt market is going to be the great equalizer, and I mean the great equalizer on a scale that people aren't going to believe moving forward here. And who knows? I mean, could it possibly happen during the presidential selection? All I know is this: you and I realize what drives the market. The market it's a confidence game. If the market loses confidence, it's just over. You will get a massive sell-off. People are going to run for the hills like you can't even possibly believe. Okay, massive spiking and uncontrolled spiking in the debt market, 10-year yield skyrocketing, massive amounts of pressure on the stock market, and cash is just going to move. It's going to move into commodities. It's going to move, I think, into cryptos, I believe, into other things too, other assets, collectible things, artwork, musical instruments. It's going to look for places to go, in my view. It's too simple. It doesn't fly away to money heaven. Could the selection be the moment where this whole thing gets real? It's possible. It's possible. Engaging from this poll here, it doesn't look too pretty to me. It really doesn't. And again, from a market standpoint, people like myself, people who are in this market, we want Trump. Period. The end. I'm telling you right now. And that, again, look, I don't care wherever you might be thinking. From a market standpoint, the guy is positive, big time. Like I said, from every level you want to think about it, on the corporate level, on the easy money level, it's going to go crazy. I would believe that this market would just go nuts. And it would be a great place to be, honestly, at that point. But commodities too. Let's say, for example, it goes the other way. Let's say they select another freak over there and the market takes a dump. I would expect, the game to go risk off and things like commodities to put on big gains. But that's the beauty of what you and I are doing. We got this covered from every freaking angle. Let them do what they want. Let them just wipe out the debt market. Okay, let them create a confidence issue in the markets. Let all this happen. You got to be spread out. This is what I'm telling you. You know how I position myself. Everybody knows this is not a secret here. You understand? Anyway, look, guys, I'm gonna let you all go. I am going out to Bradenton Motorsports Park, and I am going drag racing. I've been looking forward to this. It's been kind of infrequent, like once a week. And I want to start racing a lot more. Atmospheric conditions are not as good as the last time around at 844. We'll see. Jimmy Kiss, thank you. Yeah, we don't trust them. The whole system is so sick and so corrupted and so twisted. And people invariably put their faith and their hope in the wrong place, and they're always let down, almost as a psyop on them. A state of, then what happens is a state of learned helplessness takes over, and they just surrender. And that's what I don't want a single one of you to do, ever. We never surrender, ever. You understand? That's I think we're pretty much on the same page with that, people. Don't you agree? It's just never going to happen. You and I, no way, man. They have to take me out in a body bag. I'm going to promise you. And I think most of you would say the same thing too. Love you, life from the heart, people. Thank you for your support, your friendship, your love, for those thumbs up. I want to hear from you here. Silverback, thank you. All of you, thank you. Thank you all. Honestly, you're so awesome. I love all of you. You're the best. And that's it. All right. I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. I'm out of here.